Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So this is just a quick little one, just something that wanted to share with you guys. As you see, this from Forbidden Knowledge. Look at what we can do with AI, bringing to life some statues. We have these very unusual Sumerian figurines of reptilian humanoid, what looks to be reptilian humanoid being, literally suckling a baby, holding, cradling in her arm her baby. And then if we bring it to life with a little help from AI, holy cow, it's pretty realistic, isn't it?
I mean, it's pretty profound. It really captures a certain essence.
Okay, so there's this wild craziness going on across the internet in case you missed it. 23andMe, is supposed to check your DNA and give you your DNA lineage. They can do it with numerous things, but typically it's saliva. It's saliva that they test. So supposedly somebody sent in a saliva sample from their bearded dragon or chameleon or pet lizard. You get the picture, right? Sending in as a joke just to show that the DNA testing is not accurate. Now, what was interesting is that the predominant DNA sampling seems to come back as Ashkenazi male. Predominant, because there's more than one thing that they found, supposedly. Again, this is all just conjecture. As you see, 51.3% Ashkenazi male, 48.1% from West Asia and North Africa, 40.4% Iranian, Caucasus region. Very curious, too. A lot of people have wondered, why do we even have a separate designation for Ashkenazi? Why is it so important or what have you? It just seemed kind of random to many people. So, yeah, this is really wild. How accurate is 23andMe? Is it all just a bunch of bunk, or are they really just, telling us something else? It really gets you wondering, doesn't it?
I look at these things when they make it out really big on social media. I see that as definitely not an accident. I think it's a slip. I think it's a PUFA. I think it's telling people, look at this, look at your reality, and I think it's a precursor to some kind of disclosure.
So this whole concept of reptilians using blood lineages because they've been able to inhabit hosts in these blood lineages easier. It's something that's, if you've studied this, you're probably aware of that. There is curious the resemblance of certain historical figures with those today. Julius Caesar, Vladimir Putin. I've looked at this, done videos on this, in fact, because, there is an uncanny resemblance. How about Barack Obama, or, whatever name we want to use for him, and Akhenaten? There is a resemblance, isn't there? It's really curious. Everybody is back now. Yes, I do think that is the truth. And in fact, we have gotten from the guides that when you look to our own 45 and 47, he is somebody from past history. This was curious. Lemuria or Mu was a reptilian civilization. This is coming from a poster known as Reptile Hybrid, 75,000 followers on X. Atlantis was a humanoid civilization. The original Atlans were from the Pleiades, which descended from Lyra. We do get that, yes, the Lyrans headed to Pleiades after the wars. And it is supposedly a fact that what was Tiamat was predominantly, you could say, sort of reptilian in the dominant species that were here. Again, Earth is a remnant of Tiamat. But there is this thought that the reptilians claim this planet, say it's theirs. They're the ones with the rights to it, not us. And you even have, again, the biblical reference to that old wise serpent of old, but also designated as your enemy. Again, we did a live yesterday with Arwayne Steiger He had an author and doctor that's been looking into this that came up to the conclusion basically that the Anunnaki are still controlling us. And the Anunnaki themselves. When you say Anunnaki, there's a lot of different species involved there. It's not just one. If you could see the people, the beings that live on the planet Nibiru, which is very real, it's actually more of a mothership at this point in time. You'll find a wide array of people. Again, think in terms of the cantina scene from Star Wars. All sorts of beings. All sorts of beings. And all sorts of beings have been here on Earth as well. But the Anunnaki and the Reptilians, even though they might have agreements in place, they don't always get along. And we still have flare-ups in the bigger war that is ongoing. And, here you have some more of these representations all around the world. A very reptilian humanoid, obviously snake, and different type of serpents and dragons. Our history, our mythology is just full of it. Is it all just allegory? Is it all just an illusion? I don't think so. This is the Dinosauroid, a hypothetical anthropomorphic reptilian. And there was a book done, which we have, way back in the 70s, I want to say, maybe early 80s, where the author was putting out the conjecturing that what if dinosaurs never went extinct? What if some survived, the more intelligent ones survived? And what would they look like as they, developed and evolved and basically came up with a humanoid dinosaur type of being, perhaps? If only the velociraptors survived in their lineage, they could end up being kind of very similar to what we imagine Draco to look like. Very, very similar. Then you have William Tompkins talking about the Draco reptilians and the fact that the moon is just simply, it's a base. It is a home base, a mother base, in which they keep an eye on their property as they view it. Earth.
That the reptilians actually showed up beneath their craft and they gave the finger.
Okay, they were parked around the side of
on the crater.
Okay, they were not parked on it, they were floating above it.
Okay, yeah.
So there were hundreds of these 9-foot reptilian guys standing with their legs.
Hundreds.
Yeah, they were all the way across underneath their vehicles,
Okay,
standing on the
9
crater.
feet, and what did they look like?
They're ugly looking, lizard, alligator type people. They got the same skin as the lizards got, okay? And terrible looking faces. But then they have the ability to shift and look like a human. All of them do.
I was just kind of gazing into this guy's soul and asking the question, why is he speaking out on this? Is he just, doing it for attention? Is he making it up? And in his energy field, he had suppressed so much for so long. It was important for his soul growth and his being to finally speak up and say the truth. And this is kind of odd. I can't fully explain it, but I see a lot of, for when he was suppressing the truth, there was a lot of disease kind of manifesting inside of his body because he was holding these secrets. So for him, this was actually healing for him to speak it. So, I think he's extremely legitimate, because he's saying it he needed to tell the truth. His higher self wasn't going to let him hold back at all. And, it's very valid, important information that I'm glad that we have in video.
Yeah, so he had to. It was an act of healing to share this because, yes, dis-ease often comes from holding emotions that get bottled up and then they literally toxify ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's something that you kind of look into the energy and you watch him talk, and then the information comes from below up above so someone else can see it. Sometimes people are so very broken, they can't even see themselves. He may not even know why he had to come out with this truth. He just couldn't see himself. But it's interesting how this information comes about. And I think everyone's going to really be able to read this way. I think the problem with humanity is people are not quite healed enough to understand different perspectives and what they truly mean. But when we are, I think it's just going to be like nothing to read somebody's energy field.
Many could do it, and many do it on a daily basis right now. Not everybody has the ability because, again, a lot of people are still putting too much toxins into their body. They're lowering their frequency and their pineal gland's abilities just simply by too much alcohol and different drugs, et cetera, et cetera. So, it's a matter of time. And detoxification, again, you have these figurines all over the world, and there's similarities there. This is from Mexico, about 6,000 years old, they say. You find these in Peru. This one right here, this statue is in Peru. And it's pretty good representation of a Draco. This one right here, it's pretty darn good. Again, this right now, what you're seeing right now is getting you ready, because the chances are you're going to see extraterrestrials in your lifetime, and probably within just a few years. Some of them are going to be terrifying, and others maybe very pleasing to look at. Again, it's a big, big wake-up call for humanity.
Indeed.
It absolutely is. And here you go. There's been a lot of shape-shifting. This guy right here, is he really, truly human? Well, he may be most of the time. Now, this is Queen Elizabeth here. And it looks like his hand shapeshifts when he goes and salutes. A lot of them are in very, very high positions, obviously. This is, again, the controlling of humanity without humanity knowing it. This is just one that may or may not be just a trick of light and shadows. But I've seen dozens and dozens of these. And, we've seen some that feel completely legit. Why do they give you the Wikipedia all the time, right? When you look to Wikipedia, it's like you get that reptilian humanoid warning. If there was nothing to it, why would they feel the need to put it up there? It's because the reality is, again, they're still here. These are still here. I don't think that there's the same situation with those that we would call the Nibiruans per se, but the reptilians, they've always been here, and they've been right under our feet, and there's a lot of them.
If you look into the Emerald tablets, there is that information in there that it's gonna be more and more difficult for them to hold their form, and that's becoming more and more relevant because the ether is changing. The way that we get information on our phones, the video, and the way that it's transmitted out, that is changing. So it is going to be more and more difficult for them to hide their form, and they just won't be able to hold the mask any longer. And I keep thinking back to that video we did in Mississippi with the jinn. And as we were making the video, we did not see the jinn. We did not see it at all. It took for us to upload it, play it, and one of our several family members said, you guys need to look at this. But it was not there when we were doing it, but our phones are picking it up.
Absolutely. As always, guys, want to thank you for your support. Exclusives going up on Patreon and also on YouTube for members on a weekly basis. We thank you. Come and join us for the lives. Again, the lives we do on EEARTS primarily, and we're doing more health-oriented stuff over on Evolutionary Energy Arts. Much love, source bless, and namaste.
Namaste.